I'm 68 years old, and like most seniors, I'm living on a fixed income. Well, maybe not all seniors, because I know a few that seem to manage to have lots of excess income. They did something right that apparently I didn't do. I'm not complaining about the income, because I am doing better than a lot of people that I know. But I am finding, as a single person, I am finding it a little difficult to survive these days. A one-bedroom apartment costs $1,300 to rent. And then you have your car payment, and you have your insurance, and your electric, and then your phone, and your internet. I can't even afford the Goodwill anymore. I was in there the other day, and a used piece of clothing is $6.99. That's the base price of everything. And this is for stuff that I could go buy at Walmart for, $5.99 brand new, or $4 if I buy it on sale. So what's all that about? The other thing is, I do try to support local farmers, but have you noticed that if you go to a farm market, their prices are 3 and 4 times the price of that at the supermarket? And I'm sorry, I cannot afford to buy from a farmer. I have to go to the grocery store and buy stuff on sale. I mean, someone is going to have to explain to me why, when cantaloupe are in season and I go to the farmer's market, it's $3.99, yet it's 99 cents at the grocery store. Like my doctor tells me, I have to eat healthy. Yeah, that means fresh fruit and vegetables. And I just can't walk out of the grocery store with spending less than $100. And that's just for me. And that's only for a couple of bags of food. That's not lasting me all week. You would think it would be cheaper for a single person to buy groceries, but it's not. Everything that you purchase, and I'm not saying that it's cheaper to feed a family. Don't get me wrong. I understand it's not. What I'm saying is that you can't buy one chicken breast. Yeah, you can buy a pound of ground beef, but you know what? I can't even afford $8.99 a pound for ground beef. And if I want to buy a small can of vegetables, it's more expensive than a large can. And boy, do I feel guilty about opening a regular sized can of peas and then throwing half of it out. It's crazy. A gallon of milk is $5.99, and a half gallon of milk is $4.99, and a quart of milk is $3.99. Make that make sense. You can't buy a single ice cream bar in the grocery store. You have to go to the convenience store, and there they charge you $4.99. I just don't have the freezer space to keep all that, and nor do I want 6 ice cream bars in my freezer, because I'll eat all 6 of them. Although I buy everything on sale, the cheapest chicken is in the family pack, or everything's in a family pack, and I only want 1. So I have to go to the butcher, and I have to ask for 1. So, like, a whole pork roast was on sale for $1.99 a pound. Now, what am I going to do with a whole pork loin? I can cut up into pork chops, but that's a lot of pork chops. And if I go ask the butcher for 1 pork chop, which they cut from the pork loin, that's $3.29 a pound. Again, I have trouble with that. And I don't go out for lunch anymore. Not even McDonald's. My God, a hamburger and fries is $13.99, and it's more in some places. But the other day I decided, I was out and about, and I thought, I'll stop and I'll treat myself and I'll get lunch. So I stopped at this little cafe, and I went inside and I ordered lunch, and it was $22 before tax. It was just a sandwich and a few French fries and and coleslaw. And I'm going to tell you, the coleslaw was served in a shot glass. I'm not kidding you. It was 2 ounces. It was 1 forkful of coleslaw. I've lived in the U.S. for the last 20 years, and I'm used to every place you're going having Wi-Fi, including the doctor's office. And here I am in Canada, and I'm sitting in a restaurant, and I'm eating, and I don't have a book with me because normally, I'm watching my phone and reading something on my phone, and I couldn't because I didn't have Wi-Fi. My other big bitch about Canada is there's no senior discounts. Maybe they don't feel seniors deserve it here. I don't know. And maybe we don't deserve it, but that's another thing I've gotten used to. In Canada, there's no discounts for parks, national parks and provincial parks. There's no senior discount. There's no early bird specials. You know, seniors usually go to dinner at 4 o'clock in the afternoon and they get a discount rate. Or even when they go to dinner at a franchise restaurant, there's usually a senior's price. Well, I really didn't plan on having a rant here. Just this shrinkflation thing is just getting to me. Well, we all know a $3.99 bag of chips only has a handful of chips in it. It would be the same amount as we had in a bag of chips in the personal size, years ago. A package of Chips Ahoy used to be 300 grams, and now there's 258 grams. I've learned how to make cheap meals from my Depression-era mother. I never make hamburgers, heaven forbid. I need to stretch that hamburger out. I make, chili, or I make shepherd's pie, or something that I can make a pound of hamburger into 5 meals. The same as a chicken. I bought a chicken from Costco, and of course, after we had dinner, I took the carcass and I boiled it and I made soup for the following day, and there was still leftover, so I made it into a chicken pot pie. And I think I worked it out to that $4.99 chicken. I got 3 meals out of it, or 3 meals for a family of 4 for $12. That's too much food for me. I take some of it and I give the rest to my daughter, but I can't throw it out. That's just who I am. I also use a lot of dried beans and peas. I make, if there's a ham around and there's a ham bone, you bet I'm gonna boil that ham bone. And after we make a ham and cheese quiche the next day, I'm going to make pea soup or lentil soup using the juice from the ham bone. You know I'm gonna do that. And I do the same if I bought a roast beef, which I haven't in forever, and there was a bone or leftover, if there was a bone or there was leftover meat, you betcha I would be boiling it down and repurposing it into a stew or a soup, because one of my favorites is vegetable beef soup. Yum. One of the goals I had for this channel when I first started was I was going to help people make inexpensive meals and anything else that might affect seniors' daily lives. Anyway, I'm Jan. Please like or comment or follow me. I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you.